All right, the moment so many of us have been waiting for is finally here. OpenAI has officially started rolling out its next-gen model, ChatGPT-5. So, what's actually new? What's changed? And, the most important question is, what does this all mean for how you use the tool every single day? Let's break it all down.
So you probably remember this, right? Back in June, OpenAI CEO dropped this little hint promising a summer timeframe for the next big model. Of course, that set off a huge wave of speculation and, let's be honest, a lot of excitement. Well, as of today, that wait is officially over.
And just to be crystal clear, this is not a rumor. This isn't some tiny beta for a handful of people. Nope, the rollout is live. It's happening right now, and access is being pushed out to users as we speak. This is it. The next chapter for mainstream AI has started.
Okay, so let's get right to the question that's on everyone's mind. Who gets it, and when do they get it?
So OpenAI is being really smart about this, taking a phased approach. After that initial announcement in June, the first real wave of access went out in early August, and they started with their paying subscribers. So if you're on a Plus, Pro, or Team plan, you were first in line. Now, if you're on an enterprise or education plan, don't worry, you're up next. It's a clever way to do it, right? It helps them manage the insane server demand while giving a little thank you to their core users. Now, this launch is about so much more than just a stronger model. It's really a fundamental shift in how access to ChatGPT even works. And this is where we get into the new rules of the road that are going to directly impact how you use it. So before we jump into all the numbers and the details, just take a second and think. Which plan are you actually on right now? Because it doesn't matter if you're a free, plus, or a pro user. Your world is about to change in a pretty big way. Okay, this is the new Bible for ChatGPT users. Let's really dig in here. For free users, you're now looking at a cap of 10 messages every 5 hours. But look at this jump. For Plus users, it shoots up to 80 messages every 3 hours. And then the biggest deal of all is for the Pro and Team folks, you guys get truly unlimited message access. It's a huge incentive to upgrade. And it all kind of revolves around this brand new column, this GPT-5 Thinking Limit, which is a new type of credit we're going to talk about in just a sec. To really put that difference into perspective, look at it this way. On an hourly basis, the free plan gives you about 2 messages. The Plus plan, you're getting nearly 27. I mean, that's not just a small difference. It's a completely different experience. It's a massive leap in usability that's clearly aimed at power users and professionals who rely on this thing. So what in the world is this new thinking message thing? Well, the best way to think about it is like a special token. You spend it when you ask the model to do its heaviest lifting, the really complex stuff. Things like generating intricate code, doing a deep dive into data, or writing a super detailed report. Free users get 1 of these per day. Plus users get a whopping 200 per week. It's basically OpenAI's way of managing the most expensive, power-hungry tasks. Okay, so what happens when you hit that message limit, or you use up all your thinking credits? Does it just stop? Nope. Your chat keeps going. The system is actually smart enough to automatically switch you over to a simpler, lighter model in the background. This is a really great design choice because it means you can keep on working without a jarring interruption. Out with the old, in with the new. With a brand new model this powerful, it's time for a little housekeeping. OpenAI is taking this chance to streamline everything, which means some of the older models are heading into retirement. To be specific, we're saying goodbye to models like GPT-4.1, 4.5, and those smaller ones like O4 Mini and O3. The goal here is pretty obvious. It's consolidation. By getting all of its users and all of its development focused on one single, more powerful architecture, GPT-5, they can make the user experience way simpler and pour all their resources into making that one model even better. And of course, that brings up the #1 question on every single user's mind. What about my stuff? What happens to my ongoing projects, my chat history, all that valuable context I built up in the old models? And here's the good news. OpenAI really thought this through.
They built a totally seamless transition. When you open any of your old chats, they will just automatically load and continue right inside the new ChatGPT-5 model. You don't have to do anything. No exporting, no worrying about lost data. Your entire history is safe, and it's basically getting a free upgrade.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. New limits, new credits, retired models. Let's boil it all down into a really simple, straightforward action plan for you. Here you go, your 3-step checklist to handle this whole transition. Step 1, identify your tier. I can't stress this enough. Knowing if you're free, plus, or pro is now the absolute key to everything. Step 2, know your new limits. Get familiar with those numbers, your message caps, your thinking limits, so you can actually plan your work and not hit a surprise wall. And step 3, just go check your old chats. Seriously, it's more for your own peace of mind. Just open an important conversation and see for yourself that it's working perfectly in the new model.
And when you zoom out, this is really the big takeaway. The launch of ChatGPT-5 isn't just about getting a smarter AI. It's about the introduction of a very deliberate, tiered system, one that's built to be sustainable as we move into a new era of AI that's just way more powerful and way more expensive to run.
And this whole strategic shift, well, it leaves us with a pretty deep question to think about. As the best AI tools move into these very distinct access tiers, what does that mean for the future of equal access to information? It's a huge debate, and this launch just put it right at the center of the conversation.